So of course a lot of people want to know about the process. And again, one of the things that we do, and we do this from the beginning, that's why we talk to every individual before we start working with them. We talk to them so that we really understand their goals, so that we prepare them mentally. Because imagine if a coach was going to take on an athlete and devote himself or herself to training that athlete to win an Olympic medal. It's not something that happens overnight, and you can't do it in huge mass quantities. That's why we want to be sure that we're on the right track with the people. And once we enter into a coaching relationship, what matters most to us is that the people succeed. Why? Because it's one thing for a company to make money, but it's another thing for a real coach to make meaning out of what he or she is doing. And if you talk to Olympic coaches, the ones that say, my life was most meaningful, are the ones who have helped others go on to do great things. This is what we do, and it takes time, and it takes investment, and it takes emotional investment, and it takes care, and very often when we work with people, you know, we lose some sleep. We really think about how to help them. We train them in a variety of ways. We don't do things for them, but we make them better. Just like a coach cannot win the gold medal. It's the athlete who does it. That's what we do. Well, here are some examples, and over the years we have had hundreds of people go to top schools. People who at the beginning thought it would be impossible, or they didn't have what it takes, and then they found out that they did have what it takes, and they worked, and we supported them. And we do something different, and that something different that we do is we measure our success. Unlike many other people who have mass market models, and I know because I worked for many of these organizations and led their programs, we measure our success by the success of the people, of whether they reach their goals. And the success is not instant, you have to work for it. If you imagine that an MBA on average is 2 years, or 1 year depending on the program you go to, preparing for that takes several months, which just makes sense because it's a very competitive process. We're extremely good at what we do, sometimes to the detriment of our own lives, because we work with people in the evenings, we support them through the different phases, but we're involved. And that coaching relationship is irreplaceable. When you look at the champions in sport, it's because of their coaches and because of their abilities that they were able to achieve these things. One of the things that we love the most, that gives us the greatest satisfaction, for example, is being able to follow people later, once they enter the MBA program, which itself is a huge success. Very often after that, since we've been around for such a long time, we have a network of people who've gone to the top schools, and we see how their careers develop after. But the things that give us some of the most pleasure, which I think is really telling about the kind of relationship we have, is we have our clients. We call them clients, but they really become something else. They end up sending us postcards from places that they go. Either places that they go to school, like New York, Columbia, New York University. Some of them send us pictures and postcards from their home countries, like from Africa. Some of them send us postcards from San Francisco, another one from San Francisco. We have quite a few people who have gone to Chicago, so they send us a nice little postcard of the campus, and they said, my God, now that I'm here, this place is even better than I thought. I'm not promoting Chicago or any other school, because what we do is we help people get into the schools that they want. We do not work or get paid by schools in any way, so we try to be as neutral as possible. We get pictures from people who go to Hong Kong, who do a joint program in the Masters of Finance. We get postcards from people who end up going to Singapore, as for example with the INSEAD executive program, or the full-time program, or with Chicago that has campuses all over. And this is just some of them. I'm not going to show you all of them, but it's a little pleasure. And it's things like this, besides, of course, winning the gold, which is the most satisfactory. And to do that, it takes an investment, and it takes time, and it takes building a good relationship, and it takes the ability to figure out how to take a potential talent and make that talent grow and to create a champion. And one of the things that I think people who work with us realize is our success is based on their success. But our job is to help them go as far as they can, and that's why we are careful about how we work with people, about being honest with them and preparing them mentally for what it takes to do it. And that's why in the end, just about all of them end up succeeding.